When AliExpress reached out asking me to make a video promoting their marketplace, I'll be honest, I hesitated. I'm not here to advertise, I'm here to say nice things about watches I like, rip the ones I don't like a new backside, and occasionally offend people with my poorly judged jokes. But their request was simple: just mention the marketplace and the promotion campaign currently running on AliExpress. No script approval and no hovering over the upload button, and that immediately put me at ease. Then they let me pick the watch, any watch I wanted, and that helped even more. And truthfully, if there's one platform I can promote without losing sleep or integrity, it's AliExpress. I've mentioned them in half of my videos and used them more times than I care to count. Though, if my PayPal statement could talk, it would probably suggest a family intervention. So naturally, I wanted to go straight to the top. The pinnacle brand of AliExpress. But which watch? It had to be something that I could trust to show up as expected. No surprises, no drama. And in the sea of San Martins now flirting shamelessly with the £300 mark and over, and rightly so might I add, it had to offer proper affordable value. Enter the updated San Martin SN0129. So, the promotion. AliExpress is running a team cashback event. A slightly odd concept, but strangely fun. And here's how it works. You'll get 2% cashback on purchases until the 31st of July, or 5% if you're a new customer by using the link in the description. Or scan this QR code and hit that Join My Team button. The cashback can climb all the way to 10%. The more team members, the larger the cashback percentage. It'll cost you nothing. Take 2 seconds, and let's be honest, if you're already halfway to a checkout spree, you might as well claw a little bit of money back while you're at it. And if you want to take advantage of some exclusive discount codes, you'll find them in the description. Right, let's get the specs out the way so we can begin judging this thing like it just ran over our cat. The San Martin SN0129 measures 40mm across, 13mm thick, and has a 46mm lug-to-lug, so firmly in that sweet spot where it'll wear well on nearly everyone, including those of us with wrists like Linguini. It sports a 20mm lug width, a sapphire crystal with AR coating, and a screw-down crown and caseback that delivers 100 metres of water resistance. The dial is oil pressed, giving it some real texture, and the BGW X1 loom is, well, it's San Martin, so it actually works. Under the hood is the ever-reliable NH35. Nothing flashy, but reliable and accurate, as long as you can give or take 30 seconds a day. Oh, and the original design clasp has on-the-fly micro-adjustment because someone at San Martin actually understands the human wrist doesn't come in 5mm increments. I know, revolutionary. Yes, those specs can be found in 1,000 watches, but as anyone with a vague interest in watches or access to the internet already knows, San Martin isn't about the spreadsheet. And if you somehow avoided that fact, you're either living under a rock, in which case, how are you watching this? Or you only buy watches that cost more than someone's yearly mortgage repayments, in which case, why are you watching this? Off the bat, this is very good, predictably so. The kind of finishing you come to expect from San Martin, as in, better than it is any right to be at this price, and still managing to make a handful of Swiss brands look like they've outsourced their QC to a sleep-deprived intern with a loop that was found washed up on a beach after years at sea. But the real showstopper is that new oil-pressed dial, coming in purple, blue, grey, black, teal, or what I went for, this salmon variant, because it's a shade I really dabble in, and frankly, I should have sooner. Under direct light, it shifts from rich salmon to something dangerously close to gold. Not in the blinged out rapper starter pack kind of way, but in a warm, molten, freshly mined kind of way. It's rich, textured, alive, like someone trapped sunshine in a Petri dish. The rest of the dial? Business as usual, which for the SN0129 is high praise. Impeccably finished indices, all precision cut and polished like their mum's about to take their back to school photo before posting it on Facebook to friends who couldn't care less. and all generously slathered with BGW X1 Super Luminova that glows a crisp, clinical blue. Bright and consistently applied, like they knew some snarky reviewer would be zooming in at 400%. The only real gripe with the dial, the same one I have with most San Martins, that logo. The shape's fine, but stuffing and distorting all that typography on the inside feels like something a bored 12-year-old might doodle in the back of his maths book while pretending to listen to the teacher droning on about obtuse triangles. Maybe it's the graphic designer in me, but San Martin, if you're watching, please, I'm begging you. I've even mocked up an alternative in about 10 minutes while writing this script. It's not perfect, I could do better, but it keeps the spirit of the original design while ditching most of the visual clutter. You're welcome. If this watch is calling your name, I'll be giving it away to one of my fully loomed members in just 2 weeks. So if you fancy a low odds shot at owning it, plus access to exclusive content and early releases, now's the time to join. Just to be clear, this isn't some cash grab dressed up as a community. I've always tried to give away as many review pieces as possible, but between postage, packaging and everything else involved, it adds up fast. An ad review doesn't exactly cover it. The support from the members goes directly to keeping these giveaways going, especially for international shipping, which can sometimes cost more than a watch itself. In the spirit of full transparency, there are currently 5 members. This works out to £13.20 after YouTube takes its cut. One international shipment can cost £20 and over, and multiple shipments a month? Do the maths. It's not a gold mine, but it does help. And don't worry, the public giveaways are still happening. In fact, we're dangerously close to the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. If you haven't entered yet, the link's down in the description. Anyway, back to the video. This case clearly started life staring a little too hard at Grand Seiko. And honestly, fair enough. If you're going to borrow, borrow from the best. Grand Seiko, at least in my completely unbiased opinion, makes some of the finest cases in the industry. But the dials, some are enchanting, but too many just look a bit meh. But over the last couple of years, San Martin have taken inspiration from the case design and actually run with it. Since the original SN0129 GMT dropped, this case has been on a quiet journey of self-improvement. A nip here, a tuck there, the occasional polish, and a bit of beveling when it's feeling fancy. It's evolved. It still echoes of Grand Seiko, sure. But now it feels like its own thing. Not a support act playing at the O2 Arena, but a headline performer at the OVO Arena just down the road. And in typical San Martin fashion, the execution is ridiculous. I've spent an unhealthy amount of time trying to find a fault. A wobbly chamfer, a rogue brush grain, just anything. But without bringing out lab equipment, and maybe Sherlock Holmes with his famous magnifying glass to this inspection, I've got nothing for you, sorry. And while there's nothing to fault in the finishing, the case isn't perfect. Yes, those slightly inverted lugs are the kind of design detail I could write love letters to. Grand Seiko, Omega, it's the right kind of influence. And with its short lug to lug span, this 40mm wears like a svelte 38 or 39mm. But then there's that bezel. A big, fat, unblinking slab that's been looming over this case since version 1. San Martin have tried to rein it in. There's now a bevel to distract the eye, and yes, it helps, but it's still there. Still tall, still thick, and stacked on top of an already chunky case, it makes its presence known whether you want it or not. That bezel bulk pushes the overall thickness to 13mm. Wearable? Absolutely. Elegant? Not quite. I'd have loved to have seen it land closer to the golden Garda zone, 11 to 12mm, and the frustrating part is, it feels like it would have been possible with just one smart change, which we'll come back to in a bit. The bracelet, like the case, has clearly been through San Martin's version of a midlife reinvention. No fuss, just a few surgical tweaks that genuinely improve the experience. It still hooks the case with that same precision fit elegance, with female end links that actually lets the bracelet follow the curve of your wrist instead of jutting out like scaffolding. The brushed oyster-style links are still here, but now with a crisp chamfer running down the flanks, giving the whole thing a bit of a lift. Still utilitarian, but now with a touch more sophistication. It feels properly seasoned and finished with a little garnish now. Then there's the clasp. And yes, it's finally been to finishing school. Visually sharper, mechanically neater. Gone is the chunky ratchet and push button combo that felt like it was borrowed from a seatbelt. In its place, a slim, patented, on-the-fly adjustment system that actually works without requiring a YouTube tutorial and 3 attempts. It's a rare thing, a functional innovation that doesn't feel like they've created a solution first and then gone in search of the problem second. Up top, you've got a boxed and domed sapphire crystal with a whisper of AR coating underneath. It sits just proud of the bezel, not dramatically, but enough to show it means business. And it does a solid job of shielding that refined machinery underneath. Around the back, it's a simple screw-down case back. No fuss, just doing its job. But it's what's inside that brings us to the only real sticking point, the movement. Look, there's nothing wrong with the NH35. It's reliable and about as controversial as a glass of tap water. But in a case this polished, this considered, it feels a touch underdressed. Like showing up in an Armani suit, but wearing shoes bought in Prime Arnie. Brits will understand that reference. For the rest of you, just skip over it. I would have liked to have seen San Martin stretch a little here, and I'd be prepared to pay for it. Something like a Miyota 9000 series would not only match the watch's visual refinement, but also, crucially, trim that extra millimetre of fat from the side profile. A genuine Garda-friendly upgrade. Maybe next time. And of course, thanks to that clever clasp and spot-on proportions of the case, it wears exactly how you'd expect. Effortlessly. So much so, it almost feels like a crime to take it off the bracelet. But if you do, you'll find it just as versatile as any true Garda watch should be. My pick, rubber. Understated, comfortable, and a faint whiff of superiority. Like it knows it costs less than your Seiko and still looks better than your Tag Heuer. This is yet another banger from San Martin. Not flawless, but frankly, what is? It's beautifully finished, has real presence, and wears like it was made just for you. And the fact that it comes in under £200 before any cashback or promo wizardry makes it hard to argue this isn't the best value piece on AliExpress right now. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.